Hey guys, welcome to this new module. And in this module, I'm going to be talking you through how to use LinkedIn, the 10 different ways on how to use LinkedIn to connect with people and to expand your network. Now, why is this so important? Your content strategy is one of the most important pillars to ensure that you regularly send out and post your content so that people can read actually what you're talking about, what your topic of expertise is, and that you build a brand, you build connection with your audience. Now, the mistake I made in the very beginning was to just post content and wait for people to come to me. And obviously the most powerful combination is when you post your content and as well start connecting with people, because then you have the conversation ongoing in the DMs, as well as people see that you actually know what you're talking about and they can connect with you and they can connect with your brand via the posts that you're doing regularly. So in this video, I'm going to be talking you through how to connect with people and how to use DM scripts to make your life very easy and to make it very fast to connect with people, preventing you from drowning in your LinkedIn feed and not knowing how to connect and only consuming content. And this will give you the tools and the methodology to connect quickly so you can build your network, you can get into DM conversations, you can probably already start scheduling in calls quickly. And in the other pillar, keep posting your content, right? So the scripts are useful because these have been tested. I use this to connect with people in different ways, and it will save you a lot of brain power to not come up with everything by yourself, having to be creative every time. This just speeds up the pace. So let's dive in and let me talk you through the different ways. So there's basically the warm audience or somewhat warm audience that you can connect with, and there's a cold audience. The difference is warm audience, people have known or people know you, they have seen you, they might approach you. And cold audience, people who never heard of you probably before. So two different ways, two different audiences, and I'm going to talk you through the different scripts that I use and how to actually, I'm going to show you on LinkedIn how I actually connect with these people, right? So the easiest thing is the incoming connection request. So when you go to LinkedIn and if you post frequently, you will see that people will start connecting with you based on your content because they can resonate with you. So there's connections and there's followers. I'm talking about connections here. So these are these people. And you would see here, if there's an incoming connection request, it will show up here and you can accept. And then you can use this script. Use the script saying, hey, name, thank you for sending me a connection request. Would be great to be connected. Out of curiosity, what made you want to connect? And this really is already low-hanging fruit because people have a reason to connect with you. They have a reason why they want to be part of your network. And just asking them for the reason why will already often bring up reasons for them why they want to connect and can already quickly get you into a call with them. Very powerful one. Second one, the freebie, an important part of my strategy, should be an important part of your strategy as well. If you frequently give value, frequently give free resources on LinkedIn, then people will actually be drawn to you and into your inbox and request a free training. So just as an example, this week, I provided a free training on content planning and the content calendar for this year. And you see there's 64 comments of people replying, saying, oh, this is great. I'd love to have this. I actually shared in some WhatsApp groups as well. So wherever you can share it because this way you provide value. And I ask people, comment content below and add me as a connection, right? So would come in, add me as a connection, say, hey, I saw your post. I would like to receive the training. And this is where I use the script. Hey, name, thank you for requesting the training. Here you go. And then follow up with a question. Curious to hear what made you request the training, or you can ask maybe what's alive in your business so that you can understand why. People have a reason why they requested your freebie, right? So if you understand the reason why, you provided value, and then you see why they requested it, you can go into the topic. Your content planning. I requested it because I have a launch coming up next April. Oh, that's great. What thing are you launching? And this way you engage further in the conversation. And there's a different module on that as well, on the further DMing process, the DMing framework that I use. And in this training, I really just want to focus on connecting with people and starting and opening the conversations. So this is also really powerful because people come to you, they come to ask something from you, and then you have the opportunity to further engage with them. Frequent post likes of a follower, right? So if you post frequently and you see that the same person keeps liking your content, which is not part of your network yet, right? Which is not part of your network, but they are relevant to your ideal customer. You can say, hey, I really appreciate your likes on my post recently. Thank you for that. We'll be very curious to hear what of my content resonates the most with you. Something like that to start a conversation, because obviously they're engaged with your content. And sometimes people just need to be kind of drawn over the line, or the ice needs to be broken before people actually want to say like, oh yeah, like I really struggle or I really resonate with what you mentioned about being stuck in a burnout, because I'm in a burnout myself, whatever it is that you're posting about. So also a powerful one. Your existing network. Now this is often overseen, right? People are just focusing on more followers, more connections, but depending on when you started off your journey on LinkedIn, you might already have a network. Right? When I started off on LinkedIn, I already had a few thousand connections and there is low-hanging fruit in my network. So different ways you can do this. Go to my network, go to connections. I actually recently cleaned up all of my connections, legacy contacts, because I found out that the algorithm didn't like my legacy of corporate world connections. So I really did a big cleanup, which boosted my engagement. Can recommend the same to you if you have a big legacy of people who don't fit your target audience. Anyway, so here you have an overview of all of your connections, and then search via filter. Here you can further filter out, right? So I would say I want second degree, show results. And here I want business coach. No, not second degree. I want first degree. So looking into my own network, business coach, first degree. See, I have 800 business coaches in my existing network. I could further filter this out and having a look at business coaches in the Netherlands, for instance. So with extra filters, I can have a look at my existing network and have 200 people in the Netherlands who are a business coach would fit my target audience, right? If you want to search this for outside of your network, you can say, no, I only want to see second degree contacts and have a look. And then there's 38,000 people I can connect outside of my networks. This is more of a cold audience that I can connect with. So have a look at your existing network. And another cool trick, another cool tip that I can give, if you go to your settings and privacy, if you go to data privacy, if you go to get a copy of your data, and if you select connections, request archive, then it would actually send out the entire export of all of your contacts in an Excel sheet with all of the details that LinkedIn has of them, because the data belongs to you. And this way you can actually, if you prefer, you can filter out, you can put filters in the Excel sheet, and you can go through the different connections, when they connected with you, what type of job role. So you can do some more filtering yourself if you would actually prefer this way. And the other way is, as I said, just using the native search functionalities of LinkedIn. Good. Number 5, post comments, right? So if people are frequently commenting on your post, then you can follow up with them and saying, oh, I saw your comment on my post, and what do you think about X, Y, Z? Or what would actually be very curious to hear, what of my content resonates most with you. You can play around with this, right? I mean, this is just a template, but if people specifically comment something like, oh man, I can really resonate with your story, like you can actually engage with them and say, oh, I really appreciated that you shared this. How was this for you? To start of a conversation. Also low hanging fruit. And last in the warm audience is profile visits. So you can see if you go to my network, if you go to your profile, if you go to profile views, you can actually see who visited your profile, right? So people also somewhat warmer audience, they probably saw your post, they saw your header, and they went off and went to view your profile. So they already know what you're doing. And there was something something in your post probably that sparked of their interest or they found you by the search bar. So here I have an overview of everyone who visited my profile. The free version of LinkedIn only allows you to see the latest 5 profile visits. And the upgraded version, I currently have Career, which is the cheapest version. It's around 30 euros, 35 euros per month, will allow you to see all of the profile visits. So I recommend to at least take that one. Otherwise, there's Premium, the Sales Navigator, which also have those functionalities. But if you purely want it for the profile visits, then Career is the cheapest option. And you can see who actually visited your profile. You can follow up with these people. So I see a lot of first to be connections here. Ghostwriter for LinkedIn, not really my target audience. Curious Being doesn't tell me too much. All right, impactful content. So a lot of copywriters in that sense. Making content marketing easy. Lemon Squeezy, right? So I could have a look to see from Australia. Let's just drop her a message. Right. So if I go to her profile, then here on follow, I can follow her. But what I actually want to do is to connect with her, add a note. Hey, Tara, LinkedIn told me that you came across my profile. Would be valuable to connect. Are you in? Let's do it. Right. So this is a good way to connect with people who already looked at your profile and start up a conversation. Now, for cold audience, meaning like people haven't seen you before, they haven't visited your profile, they probably don't know who you are. So it's a different way of engaging, right? This is the more low-hanging fruit. And the cold audience, because I do recommend that you really connect with 20 people a day, 100 people per week. This is about the limit that LinkedIn gives you. And cold audience, you can use the search bar. I just touched upon this, right? So go to the search bar, you have a look at people who fit your target audience, entrepreneurs, or business coaches, or whatever is your target audience. And you can use this script. I used this for a while, actually. Hey, name, I noticed your profile a couple of times and see you're also active in, I would use coaching industry. Must say, I'm quite inspired by your commitment to help others. Love to learn more about what drives you. Let's connect and share some insights. This one worked really well for me. Feel free to copy paste it. It is important with these scripts that you use your own tone of voice, right? My tone of voice is quite amicable, it's quite informal, it's quite enthusiastic, but depending on the industry and depending on how you want to position your brand, I would recommend you tweak these scripts. LinkedIn groups, another nice one, right? So if you go here and look for, just going to put something in digital nomads. Let's see, there's a group for digital nomads. I'll go here to groups. Digital nomad coffee. No, not much here. Let's have a look for coaches. Right. So I'm part of a few of these groups, the education coaches, professional life network. So there's 20,000 members in here, which can all be relevant to my target audience, right? So here, a weight loss coach, perfect, can be my target audience. I don't know what this guy's doing, science. So here you also have different opportunities to look for people, right? And you could use this script saying, hey, I just recently joined this group, would love to start connecting with like-minded people, expand my network. What is your motivation to join this group? Let's connect and share some insights. All right. Second last would be to comment on competitors and influencers, right? So if you know who your competitor is or someone who has a bigger account and may not necessarily do the exact same thing which you do, but in the end provides the same solution. So it doesn't need to be a direct competitor, right? It can also be, for instance, for me, like I'm focusing on organic marketing on LinkedIn, and maybe other people are copywriters or are helping people to build their personal brand. It still gets people to the same end result, but it's in a different way. So they're not direct competitors. So I actually here have notifications on bigger creators that I use to comment. So I support their posts, and also allows me to have a look at what they're posting and search for people who actually commented on their post, right? So Lara is a big creator. She helps people with copywriting. So a lot of copywriters follow her and people who want to build their brand on LinkedIn. So I could have a look here at her profile, and here there's a whole bunch of posts, all with like big interactions, right? She's a bigger creator, 800 comments, 450 comments. So I can have a look at the comments and I can see if people are actually relevant to my target audience and connect with them. Can do different ways, right? I could say, go in and say like, this one should actually change. Right. So I go to the section here. I can use this and then connect with the person, see what they commented and mention something on that to make it more personal. Or you can use this script to make it more fast, like, hey name, not even mention the post. I noticed your profile a couple of times, must have been quite inspired. Let's connect, share some insights. The last one, also a powerful one, is to sign up for relevant events. So if I would go here, I would say LinkedIn marketing, right? I would go to events. Boom, LinkedIn lead generation strategies, 34,000 people attending. What do? I'd go in here and I'm already attending this event. Normally you would say attend. You just hit the attend button. Sometimes you need to fill out a form. And what happens then, if you go back to the page, you can actually see who is attending. All right. So sign up for an event that you get access to the people joining that event. And then here, there's 34,000 people actually interested in LinkedIn lead generation strategies. Perfect. All should fit my target audience. So happy networking. And also here, you can say, hey, notice your profile a couple of times. This one just works well for me, where you can mention something about the event to make it more personalized. Say, hey, I see you're also attending the event. What are you hoping to get out of it? This one is a little bit less direct. If people are also attending the event and they see your profile, that you're doing the same thing, it comes across a little bit more direct, but you can play around with that. All right, so those are my 10 different ways to connect with people. Again, make sure you connect at least with 20 people a day. Now, what can you do when people are not responsive? You connect with people, and often it happens that people accept your connection request. You send a message, but nothing really happens. So then the law of reciprocity applies, which is really beautiful, and it helps you when you are sharing your free resources in your post, but also in your DM. So powerful. So if someone is unresponsive, you send a message, it's like, hey, great to connect, but nothing really happens. What you can do is like, hey, it's been great to connect. I love building a relationship with my network by offering them valuable content. Could I possibly make you happy with some free video trainings on topic, right? So you would actually provide them value before you actually ask something. And this is a great way to build relationships and actually help the people in your network, right? With a checklist, a PDF. I would prefer video trainings than people actually spend time listening to you while you're educating them on something, actually positioning you as the authority figure. So what I do is I have trainings on content planning, on ChatGPT, on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, relevant for everyone who's on LinkedIn. So I would ask them if it can help them with that, or possibly they're launching something, it could provide value, saying, hey, here's my content calendar, have a look at this. This is how I structure my launch plan. People really get value from it. They really appreciate it. And also from the law of reciprocity, people actually feel kind of almost guilty of doing something in return. And the more people consume from you for free, the more likely they are to convert, because you provided them so much value that it's very likely that they in the end will turn out to be a customer, because they kind of feel almost the need to give you money for all the free value that you provided, right? So this is a great way, by not being pushed and actually giving value before you ask in return. So you can ask, say, hey, can I provide you some free training on XYZ? And then if they follow up with a positive reply, say, sure, here are some of my most valuable training videos, video 1 to a LinkedIn training profile, to content planning, to whatever you have to offer, right? Super powerful. Last thing, pro tips. What you're doing here is you're just expanding your network. It has different benefits. It's like, if you are in the DMs of people are much more likely to see your comment. You have already started the conversation. People have seen your name. The ice is more or less broken. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they all will convert to a sales call. There's always people where you connect with and they are in such a need, or they find you so interesting that they want to hop on a call. And it also takes time to build this out, right? So if the conversations drop dead, don't worry. it's good to re-engage and keep providing value. And also in your posts, when people are not responsive, but eventually they see you posting valuable stuff and your free trainings every week on LinkedIn, people are likely to come back to you again and say, hey, I saw you had this new training on blah, blah, blah. Could I request this, right? And then they are actually the ones coming back to you. And also promo cycles will help you. There is different phases of your content, phases where you're nurturing, where you're growing your audience, and there's phases where you're actively promoting and using scarcity and urgency to actually get the people who are in the DMs or people who are unresponsive, get them active again by going like, oh, I remember this guy. I consumed the free training from him. He's in my DMs and I've seen his content every week. This is interesting. He's now running a promotion or his limited spots. So let me engage with him. So promo cycles and just keep sharing valuable stuff will help you to re-engage again with the contacts which are inactive. So this is it. These are my 10 tips, my 10 ways of expanding your network, getting into the conversation with people, using the DM script, and how you can use a more long-term strategy by keep providing valuable content as well as running promo cycles. All right. Have an amazing day and good luck with networking.